Today is August 12th. The Yankees won a game against the Twins, and we're going to talk to Aaron Boone. He's the manager. Let's talk Yanks.
Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, steam and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks.
Hey!
Talkin' Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talkin' Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks, which is brought to you by SeatGeek. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. BBD producing in the corner, and Boone will be joining us rather shortly. Jake, how do you do?
James, Davis, everyone tuning in. I'm doing okay. The mix between this team's been horrible for 2 months, between I like a lot of the players, between the schedule gets so easy, between there's division games and we haven't won a division game in 3 years. Dramatic. Up and down. But a good banter with Boone. If you're out for old school WFAN blood, that's not today. Although before, when Boone initially hopped on with us, we had it out a little bit over the Devin Williams 10th inning decision that actually left everyone at kind of a peaceful spot, that we got in a couple more jokes and stuff. So if you're a blood person, today's episode not fully for you. But also there's only so many areas for blood.
Well, I've completely pivoted too. I just don't have it in me.
Right.
I don't think this team is doing anything. So my level of Talking Yanks is more let's analyze what's going on.
Right.
And pocket what we need to pocket for next year and make the changes and get people right. So we asked a lot of questions about that as if this was just like a normal old episode in May.
Right. And I think, it's also there's not a lot of debate points. We do talk about like the catching situation. That was kind of the only one we had. Otherwise, it's your starters need to be better. You need to go to your good bullpen. Yeah. How are you going to use Devin, and how are you going to work the catching situation? Everything else is set and just needs to get better. And whether that's them or the schedule or whatever it is, we'll find that out over the next month and a half.
So here's Boone.
Play the Twins more.
Play the Twins more. In the last 30 years, they have only had a losing record against the Twins twice.
Crazy.
28 other times. Well, 27 other times they've had a winning record. Didn't play them in 2020.
It's nuts.
And that's wrong. They had some records where they went 3-3.
Okay.
So they've had some where they split the season series. But they've only lost it twice. 2001 and 2023.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 2 years in the last 30 years they've had a losing record to the Twins.
How many more Twins games we got?
6.
So
that should be at least 3. 2 more wins.
Yeah, I mean, it could
minimum.
Happen tonight. Hey, today's Bantering with Boone is presented by T-Mobile. Based on hundreds of millions of real-world tests, the experts at Ookla Speed Tests, that's who we use for our speed test too, so double ad. T-Mobile is now the best mobile network in America. Maybe it should stop there. Maybe that's where the read should end. You're Yankees fans, so you were raised on expecting the best. So go get T-Mobile, the most advanced 5G, the most towers, a signal that goes further than ever. Whatever you're doing, I like to go for a little park walk. That's kind of my little Saturday activity. And sometimes if I mess up the timing, I got to watch the first inning or so of the game. And sometimes I see things I like. Sometimes I don't. Hopefully that'll change. But it has nothing to do with T-Mobile because I get to watch it on America's best network. So whatever you need, streaming the game, checking stats, or if you're going to the game, the Magenta status perks will get you going. Head over to tmobile.com/network to switch to the best network. Bong.
Welcome back to another Bantering with Boone. We only have so many left, Booney. The schedule is getting shorter, less games. Some of us are scoreboard watching. I wanted to ask you, like, have your eyes started peeking to the other results around the league? Are you very in tune, or do you save that more for September, later on?
No, I do that all the time.
Okay.
I'm in April. I'm looking at what I look at the board. I peek over at the board and see what's happening around the league all the time. I've done that all my life. I'm not intently watching it more so now than I normally would.
Where do you usually no free ads, but where do you get your melatonin gummies? Because Dad's struggling a little bit over here.
No, I go squirt. It's a squirt
Okay.
under the tongue.
We'll get that after the game. I got another. Yeah. I've got another. I don't know. I guess I haven't seen this, and I'm interested. After the game, the Yanks beat the Twins. Classic. You know, the handshake line. You've kind of got your signature little fist pump to the stands. You walk up behind Rodon, who's starting today's game, and it looks like you give him a little something. Can I ask what that little something was?
You can ask.
Okay, I think I did.
I had a guess.
Okay.
I thought you were whispering in Rodon's ear something along the lines of like, Weaver looks great.
No, it wasn't that, but I'll keep it to Carlos and I.
Okay.
Does it feel like you got the team? Because, you know, there's not many changes barring injuries. Heels back. You know, you made the move with Stroman to have Slater be the starter. Bullpen, we're waiting on Cruz. Other than that, you kind of like you got the 26 guys that you're going to roll with. Sometimes we're still waiting, you know, and when we get him back, and Cruz is the last one, right? The missing
Cruz, Yarbrough.
Oh, Yarby. That'd be crazy. He was really good.
And then obviously with Rosario and Slater on the IL right now.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Both righty bats.
Although Rosario should be back, I think it will probably be just the 10 days.
We saw Warren take a game deep last night against the Twins, who, you know, they got twisted on their head at the deadline, got a lot of young guys, but still a professional team. And Warren is still in his rookie year. So it was very nice to see. I mean, he's the last guy to go into the sixth inning, I believe. Like the last person to finish the sixth was him. How does, you know, who was in the booth? There was a pitcher in the booth recently, Pettit, talking about pitching, knowing he only has 100 pitches and getting through games and changing his game plan, knowing how much the bullpen has been used. Do the pitching sessions include a different plan, or can you not do that to a guy?
Yeah, I don't know about different plan. I mean, you always want to be efficient. You always want to be on the attack, and he certainly was that tonight and kind of filling up the zone. And then you string together a couple really efficient innings, and that's going to lend itself to you now having a chance to get deeper into the game. So, you know, I don't want him to think I'm doing this so I can pitch into this. Like, no, we got to execute, and you know, you got to. But these guys are capable of that too. I mean, that Twins lineup, they've, you know, had some attrition with the deadline stuff, but it's a pretty good offensive team still, and came in kind of swinging the bats pretty well. So I thought it was an outstanding outing, and you know, I've been saying a lot, like the staff as a whole protects each other. You know, like the starting rotation, given quality innings, sets up guys in the pen to be successful, to be in spots in the game where they should be. And you saw that last night, and hopefully it's the start of us. Look, and it doesn't have to be 7 every night, but if you're getting 5, 6 and a third, like those things really start to add up. And then guys in the pen can set up, you know, night in and night out how they should.
And that's why you whispered to Rodon, the torch is yours to pass.
No, not so much.
Torch is yours to pass.
You know, that old baseball term. What's the two judgy ones? What's the throwing update? And is there anything with his swing? We saw a weird, I think it was the up and in fastball he struck out on. We overanalyzed Judge a little bit, but he kind of had a weird release on it. Is there any effect to the swing at all? And what's the throwing update?
I don't think he's had any issue injury wise with swinging. It's just getting going, and once he does, he'll be fine. Throwing, I think he was out to 120 yesterday, so progression's going well. It seems like it's been a little bit better each time. I think he's thrown 4 times now. So he's getting close, and hopefully, I don't expect it, obviously today or tomorrow, but potential on the road trip.
Okay.
He had a up and in fastball yesterday, and the right hand came off and finished one-handed, which I really don't know. I didn't go look, but visually I was like, that looks different. Okay, but you got to understand, if there's one guy in the world to overanalyze, it's Aaron Judge, who's having the best season ever.
Yeah.
So if he grimaces, I'm going to get sweaty.
No, I think he started, and then like as you're going, you're like, this isn't the pitch I want to swing at, and you're like, Oh,
I know.
With the injuries to the righties, how much does that cement your infield? Like McMahon, there were some starts with lefty pitchers where you were using some of the righties. Will Cabby, and is that what you're calling him? Because that's also what you called Oswaldo Cabrera, but now you got 2. I don't know. And they're kind of a similar role, glove guy all over. So
but it's kind of like Angel and Demon. Like Caballero's kind of a pest, where Oswaldo's the mayor.
Nicest guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of being in Yang twins.
All those days, like we've fully embraced him, and now he's our angel.
It's nice.
So McMahon, like, will he was he your third baseman no matter the pitcher while these guys are down? And so you can use Jose off the bench, or do you foresee?
Yeah. No, I don't think we see a lefty now for a while, though.
Yeah.
So I think I only sat McMahon versus one lefty. So like if we go on a long stretch and there's a lefty, like you could very much see Caballero in there, either at second or third, depending if I want to give Jazz a day or McMahon a day. Obviously, when Rosario comes back, he'll be in the mix. The Rosario got hurt the night before we faced Fromber, and I would have had I was going to have Caballero and Rosario in the lineup that day against Fromber. It a little depends on the lefty, depends on the run we're on. Like now we won't see a lefty for a good bit, so I'm sure once that day comes, like I'll definitely probably have a couple of those guys in there.
With the outfield. Okay, so I was saying it's a little more, the guys are there, McMahon, Volpe, Jazz, they're going to play. Obviously at first base and catcher, we'll get to that later. You have less options in the outfield with Judge not being able to throw for a little bit. You like what you've seen from Stan. Will you ever get to the place where you go 2 in a row with him
today
in right? Okay, great. And it's nice that the road trip includes 2 games at the venue with the same exact dimensions. Yep.
But that's also, Judgy could be back then, so we'll see.
Okay. What about St. Louis? What are their outfield?
It's a big outfield.
It's big. So do you not see Stan, if Judge isn't available, playing in St. Louis?
No, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Saw you pinch hitting Stanton for Dominguez, and then he stayed in the game. Is that just to get him another at bat?
Yeah, when we're chasing like that, had we taken the lead or something, different story, but yeah.
And then another question I had about the time of the season and all that. You just mentioned, like, if we give Jazz a day, if we give someone a day, does your mindset about lineups change? Does it reflect the situation? We haven't been in a season, I think 2021 was kind of there, where you're chasing. You're on couple losses, you're on the outside, couple wins, you're on the inside of the third wild card. How much does that go into the lineup and the off days and double off days that we usually seen across the season?
Yeah, those are kind of out a little bit. But in a case where you have like a Caballero or Rosario who you really like seeing in there against the lefty, if we're in a 10-day stretch where we get one lefty, like that's different than, I just need to give these guys a rest. It's kind of like, I got 2 righties I want in the lineup today, and it also serves as a little bit of a blow for a guy too.
Hey, let's talk about Skims. Comfort where it matters most. Your underwear. We all wear it most days. So why not wear Skims? I'm wearing my Skims right now. I'll show them at the end of the read. I'm that kind of guy. The brand known for revolutionizing shapewear has launched a line of men's underwear that is about to change your daily routine. Because it depends. What do you like? Stretch, cotton, sport. I'm a sport man. You guys know that. But you might like something else. Why don't you try all three and see where you land the boat? So you have the options with Skims. At skims.com, let them know we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey. Select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. And if you're on YouTube, here's my underwear. That's nice. It's actually kind of worn out from wearing my Skims so much. Skims. What's the plan with Devin? Because sometimes with the bullpen budget that we see on the Yes Network, and Jimmy's a big fan of, we get sometimes your hand's going to get forced. We used to do a pregame show where we'd look at who's available, and that's it. Devin in that 10th inning obviously goes the wrong way. Devin down a couple runs, comes out, has a clean inning. What is the plan with him going forward?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll get him into some lower leverage spots, but you don't always have that say going into a night, depending on who's available, who's not. How deep in the game your starter gets, how you have to get to the finish line, those kind of things. So, got to be ready for all situations. It's all hands on deck right now. We're in the stretch drive of this, and we need to do all we can.
Where's the latest update on Cruz? Is he just threw with Cole yesterday?
No, he threw Sunday live in Somerset with Yarborough. Yarborough did a 2-up. Cruz did a 1-20. So Cruz and Yarborough pitch Thursday rehab games.
Okay.
So I think the plan for Cruz is probably like Thursday, Sunday, Tuesday. Probably do 3, and then so what's that put us? We can probably sometime when on the homestand when we get home, he would probably be in play.
That 4-game Boston series.
That's nice. That's a big series.
Could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You noticing anything with Max Fried? We knew the blister happened right before the All-Star break. The second half hasn't been the same guy. It's more taxing. I was curious, sometimes there's a statute of limitations of when you get the honest answer, or, even what went on, battling an injury, nagging, just feeling something's off. Is there anything?
The blister was what it was. I mean, he ripped it on which he's had history of in his career with dealing with that a little bit, but it was the one game where he had it, and it happened on the second to last pitch where it just ripped on him. So then he had probably 10, 12 day, between that start, the All-Star break, and then pushing him at the back. So the blister's behind him.
Is there anything you point to that's been different his last couple starts than before?
I think last start was different than even the few before, where the few before he wasn't getting strike one very often. So he was behind in the count a lot. Against the Astros, he was ahead a lot. And even early on, even though he gave up the first inning homer, he was on his way to looking like a real efficient outing. And then it just, a lot of 1-2 counts where he wasn't able to put guys away. I think his stuff looks good to me. It's that last layer of command that makes guys really good, that makes Max Fried. So I think in several outings, it was not getting ahead, not getting count leverage. Last game it was. And I thought the Astros had a good plan against him, taking a couple things away. And then he probably tried to deviate a little bit and just had a hard time 1-2 counts, 2-2 counts, getting to the finish line of an at bat. So hopefully it is very subtle, and trust that it is you'll still see a Max Fried run ebb and flow of the season where he's had a month where, it's been a little down. I don't think there's any reason to believe he can't get it rolling.
Any baseball blister tricks from you? Because on the broadcast, it used to be pickle juice back in the day. I also think urine used to be in play.
Yeah. Yeah, I know about both of those. They have a bunch of modality stuff that they do. I don't even know all of it, but they were.
I think
they were doing all kinds of things in that, the days after.
The music world, it's super glue, but I don't think you're allowed to do that.
No, I mean you can when you're not pitching.
Yeah, it'd probably be slippery though.
You can't. Yeah, you can't put stuff over your. Yes.
Right. Okay.
We saw 2 of the last 3. We saw Rice in the game, catching. Him and Goldie both played at catcher and first base respectively against a righty, and then 2 days before that against a lefty. And Rice has been hitting the ball like crazy. Are you concerned about like catching, taking a toll on Rice at all? Girardi mentioned that on the broadcast, like you got to be careful. He hasn't done it a lot. Do you think too many games behind the plate will have an effect?
He hasn't caught a lot obviously this year. So, and he's had his shares of days off. So, if all of a sudden he started playing every day behind the plate, that would be something. But, no, I'm not concerned at all right now. Even if he, gets some more reps back there.
Is that something you're thinking of doing with Wellesley really struggling of late? And,
Rice is in there tonight.
Okay. So that's
I think a lot of it is, and hopefully it's a little reset for Austin, who, again, I believe in that very much as a hitter. So, and one of the ebbs and flows of the season, he's been scuffling the last few weeks at the plate. So, but there's no reason that can't turn. And, but Benny is obviously swinging the bat really well. And I think he's done a phenomenal job behind the plate. I mean, he's really catching well. I feel like his game calling and game planning stuff has been excellent. His receiving and blocking's been good. So, more than anything, I've been really pleased with what I'm seeing behind the plate with him.
The other guy that's turned it around on defense is Volpe. He has looked night and day, like almost like you had a hypnotist come in and it was just like charge the ball, charge the ball, charge the ball. Is that reflective of what happened?
No. I mean, look, he works really well. He prepares really well. And, you see some of his answers sometimes. That's who he is. And that's part of the reason why I feel like he's, I kind of said as he was going through a little bit, like he's wired for this. He'll handle it and get through it. When we think of guys being in a slump, we always think of offense. I'm telling you, as an infielder, as a third baseman, I got in little funks every now and then in different seasons where maybe a week or a couple weeks where you're just like, just a little off. And, so, I do feel like he's playing really well. I feel like Chappie and him have, really analyzed every play, talked through stuff all the time, talked through different things that where you can get a little bit better, where you've been lacking when you're going through something like that. So, I've talked to him. So he's a tough kid. He's a good player. And, I've seen the same thing with you the last couple of weeks. I feel like he's playing really well out there and also swinging the bat pretty well too.
Well, I had asked the last time we talked if you were going to do any, everyone take a shot of whiskey, penguin, magician type stuff to change it. You said you didn't do that, but you did have some sort of powwow or meeting. You didn't allude to anything specific, but then right after that, Volpe came out playing defense. like a whole new guy. So whatever it was, I'm going to give that credit.
Okay.
All right. Awesome.
Okay. No Penguins still?
Don't bring a penguin to the clubhouse. I'd hate that if I was a player.
Yeah, no Penguins.
Jake
Yeah.
would love it.
My favorite animal. I guess it's on. I should have mentioned this with Wells before. I get guys go through slumps. It's baseball. Everyone has them. Some of the first pitch swinging stuff has seemed almost bizarre, especially for what Austin Wells' best skill set seems to be. It seemed to be controlling TBT Boone stuff, control the zone and drive the ball with power. What do you do with that? Is it?
Yeah, I think he's kind of gone through it a little bit. So you're kind of like fighting that cross between being real passive or aggressive, and you're in between, and you're kind of changing your plan a little bit every day. So, want him to get a little more consistent with that. But again, I always feel like I always want our hitters to be patient, but that to me doesn't mean not swinging at the first pitch, swinging at good pitches. So, I think that's part of him kind of going through it a little bit and fighting that. Well, I'm getting a lot of first pitch quality ones here. And then, when you swing at one that's not, that kind of raises the red flag a little bit. So you don't want to just go up there. I've been there. It's been a while now where you go up there and you're like, all right, I'm going to take a pitch, and it's poop, 0-1 right there, right down the middle. And then all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to change and get aggressive, and you chase one a little bit. It's like, now that doesn't look great, but it's more just, getting confidence and building quality at bats, and we got to get him there.
I think that's all. The questions I had. We kind of just went boom, 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 boom through them.
Okay.
Schiller threw his sinker more. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
His fastball's nice, though. How do you pronounce my favorite minor leaguer, Carlos Lagrange? It's not Lagrange, I found out. But
Lagrange.
Lagrange?
Yeah.
Can we still play the song when you guys call him up? And
what's the song?
ZZ Top? Oh.
Yeah, sure.
It's a great intro music.
Yeah, all right.
What do you think about Bednar's closer music?
I enjoyed it. Kind of enjoyed it.
I feel like they waited too long to do the ramp up part. Like,
oh, interesting.
Like that drop of the actual should be once we touches the mound. I feel like anything's better than Clay Holmes last year. That was
we didn't like Clay Holmes' entrance music. Just being real.
Stadium
issue with the song.
Stadium went to sleep. The Bronx is not a country music vibe.
Yeah.
But anyway, what would your closer song be?
I don't know.
Here
comes the boom. Ready or not.
See, that would be good. That would be good.
Wow, Boone. That's a little can't find a bed of meat. I didn't want to bring him up. Sorry. Let's.
Def Leppard. Too late for love. Somewhere in the distance,
Okay.
the bells ring. Darkness settles on this.
Okay. Wow. Ready to see fireman there, and you come out just knuckleball closer.
That's right. Come out 82 mile an hour with some carry.
Sometimes it works. David Robertson's back with the Phillies. Trivia is presented by T-Mobile. Get the best 5G coverage in the game with T-Mobile. Boone, the Yankees are 30-11 against the Twins under your tenure as manager since 2018. The team has a better record against two teams in that time frame. Who are they, percentage-wise?
Really?
Two teams better than the Twins.
Brewers.
It is not the Brewers. Yeah.
Well, you average 8 runs against them.
Let's see. Giants.
San Francisco Giants. That was kind of the sneakier one. 9-3, so smaller sample size. The other team is a very similar sample size.
To that?
What's that?
To that?
No, to the 30-11. Same division as the Twins. Little hint.
Royals?
Kansas City Royals, 35-11. Central. We love the AL Central.
6-0 against them this year.
Boone, I actually ran into a crazy stat. I interviewed Austin Wells and shared it with him. Since you've been the manager,
Yeah.
Yankees catchers, does not matter who it is, absolutely ball out in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Going on, I'm talking Higgy, Romine, Gary, Wells. I think Ascar had a double. It's been
That's a weird digging up.
because we were on the show and I was like, I feel like every time we go there, the Yankees catchers hit home runs. Because I remembered in 2018, Romine had like a 2 double and a homer day.
But one of those times where it feels like actually lined up.
Yeah, and then I compared it to other teams, other position units and it is bizarre. Like
That's
it's not
the next
like,
level.
I couldn't find
know why?
another comp.
Because my dad ended his career with the Royals.
There we go.
Oh.
It's a little.
That makes a lot of sense.
With my dad.
Oh.
I wish I still had it. Wait, I have it. Okay, Yankees catcher since 2017 at Kauffman Stadium, 371 batting average, 410 on base, 742 slug, and 106 plate appearances.
See how our catchers do in Anaheim and in Philadelphia.
The next highest is Globe Life Park, but it's only 38 plate appearances. Then Orioles, Coors, Great American. I don't think I have those on here.
That's Wells.
No, all Yankees
Yeah.
catchers since
Oh, okay.
2017.
I got you.
There's some Gary numbers in there that help.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
Fun.
Okay.
All right, thank you. That was trivia. Thanks, Booney. Win a bunch.
Yes. Take care, Blanches.
Win,
ya.
don't be sad. Win, don't be sad.
Recording stopped.
Before we continue, I've got to tell you about my Shady Rays. I've got this pair. They're flashy. They're the Team Baggage Shady Rays sunglasses. They're blue and they're beautiful. Underneath, I have my signature pair. It has my signature on it. Take the signature, steal my life. Shady Rays is an independent sunglass company. They offer tons of different glasses. Whether you have a small face, a big face, if you want to hide the majority of your face because you're ugly, or you just want little glasses because you like the way you look, they've got you covered. And they also are giving you 35% off your next pair of polarized sunglasses. You got to use code YANKS to do that. ShadyRays.com. Go pick yours out. Get my signature one and get 35% off your next pair of polarized sunglasses from Shady. That was Aaron Boone. Wells is on the bench again. Rice is catching 3 out of 4, Jake. So we kind of answered that like, yeah.
The lineup, it's dramatic and it probably matters less than we think, but with Ben Rice in the middle of the lineup and Austin Wells out, the bottom of the lineup then turns into McMahon Volpe. That it's like, okay, Volpe's Volpe and the defense has clicked and that's why he's out there, whatever. McMahon has shown moments. We're still waiting for that home run. But there's also been times when it's been McMahon Volpe. I asked this a couple episodes ago that I was like, hey, I would if you have Dominguez in there, move him down because you need some batting average because otherwise it's 220, 210, 205. And I think if you're a reliever, you just come in and you're like, okay, I'll get through this real quick. I think the Ben Rice catcher has to be executed more. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to go on an Ascara rant that if Wells becomes the day game after night game guy catching for a little bit, like, okay, you got to earn it back because it's been so bad.
It's been really bad. And his defense isn't significantly better than Rice's. I feel like that's something people don't really realize. Like, everyone talks about it like he's the defensive first catcher, but it's not that different.
Yeah, I'm trying to think the Ben Rice from the knees throw.
Yeah, but Wells doesn't throw anyone out. He's -1 caught stealing,
right.
versus the average, and Rice is 0. Wells is much better at framing.
Right.
That's all.
And hey, maybe we see more Rice and we find out maybe it is different, but so far
blocking
maybe
straight
he's
out
good.
rather equal this year.
Maybe he's good. Either way, I think lineup-wise, it's worth it right now. And yeah, there was a game earlier in the season, but it was probably a division game where the team scout us. That I think it was a Rice-Ascara bowl and things got ugly quick, but
Oh, yeah.
that's none of our business for now.
That's why
Don't scout us.
I like that they might be able to beat the Twins and teams that don't really have a plan against the Yankees. This team's not winning any playoff series. It's crazy.
Yeah, it depends how they position themselves in the bracket and all that stuff. Because again, I still like the lineup. I do. I know it gets Homer happy, but when Rice is in there,
I like the lineup too.
I go down through the guys and I don't think Max Fried that I've seen for the last 6 starts is that Max Fried. If he is, then yeah, screwed. I don't think the Rodon we've seen for the last 6 starts is that Rodon. If he is, screwed. And yeah, there's an easy schedule, but you have to beat those teams, and you haven't done it yet. There's still a chunk of baseball left that they can change the feel, but the actual feel has to be the All-Stars playing well, because that was a great point on you by last episode that all 4 All-Stars had played bad, which those are your best players on the team. And you have to, if you want to, okay, the Yankees want to sell tickets, you have a smart fan base. Your fan base needs to believe in the team to go to games in August and September. You need to win games that matter, and you have to win a Boston series. And I don't believe in that.
You know what?
I believe
I'll
they can
allow them to win me back
Okay.
if they win 3 out of 4 against Boston
Okay. See, I think that's more than fair.
in an
'cause-
impressive way.
Okay.
I don't want it to be both teams played sloppy as shit and they won 10-9.
Right.
Like a game they just had against the Twins last night. If they can do that against a Boston team,
Against a good team.
then they have to do it three times. You know,
Right.
that 4-game set against Boston.
And they've given us no reason to believe that.
No, because as soon as the starting pitching now comes around, well, now the bullpen's going to falter. And right now, they're not set up as a bullpen to continue. Bednar cannot throw 40 pitches, 35 pitches every time he has to get a save. You have to get Weaver for more. You got to get Cruz back and hope the glitch is there. Doval looks good, shaky-ish. But
Yeah. I mean,
they have to win games where they don't need those guys, too. But
Right.
the problem is, once you get past those guys, the guys you're going to pitch are going to fuck it up, and then you're going to need those top guys. So I don't see them being able to win games without those top 3-4 guys.
Yeah, I mean, last night was a bummer that they couldn't stretch it out because then you could have saved Bednar. Luckily, it was his shortest appearance so far with the 12 pitches. But yeah, I think, a couple off days coming up, that can benefit them. And yeah, we've had moments where it's like, oh, Hedrick kind of looks fine. Like we've had lanes with Tim Hill. So I don't know. Either way, they got to start winning ball games, whether it's good teams or bad teams. And, they could, and what is it? We're recording Talkin Yanks tomorrow night. In 35 hours, we could still load this team. And even if they beat the Twins, we'll say LOL. Like that's what's happened.
Yeah, all the metrics that I usually like to look at to determine a team, they're not good at.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was that way with division and stuff last year, so.
Yeah. Bad on the road, bad versus teams over 500, bad at interleague play. They beat up on the Central, though. Don't they ever? 11-5. It's crazy. All right. Well, there you go. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.